Many investors are worried about the potential bubbles in today's markets. Porter Stansberry and Richard Duncan explain what creates these bubbles and, more importantly, how to avoid them. Today is Monday, November 25th, and this is the Stansberry Media Minute.
We were on a gold-backed monetary system, but after 1968, there was no longer any requirement at all for the Fed to maintain gold backing, so we moved to a pure fiat monetary system. And that removed all the constraints on how much credit could be created. And afterwards, credit absolutely exploded in the U.S. and around the world, creating this enormous global credit bubble that's now blowing up.
I wrote the exact same thing. Richard, we see eye to eye on this. So I recall back in 68, the U.S. debt to total GDP measure was somewhere around 110, 120%, something like that. And now, of course, it's around 400%. So when you say an explosion in credit, you're not kidding. And of course, it wasn't just the U.S. It's been a global phenomenon. How can we get the genie back in the bottle? How can we convince people around the world that having endless amounts of money in credit is not good for the economy?
Well, that's very difficult. The total debt in the U.S. or total debt, credit, and debt are two sides of the same coin, right? Total debt first went through $1 trillion in 1964. And over the next 43 years, it expanded 50 times to $50 trillion, from 1 to 50 in 43 years. And that explosion of credit, well, frankly, it created our world. It ushered in the age of globalization by allowing the United States to buy products from the rest of the world on credit. It's made us all much more materially prosperous than we would have been otherwise. But now it looks like credit can't expand any further because the private sector is incapable of repaying the debt it has already. And so I'm afraid I don't see any way to get the genie back into the bottle without breaking the bottle. So that's not the goal I'm striving for, is to get the genie back in. Well, what I'm striving for is to learn how this new economic system works now and master it so that we don't eventually collapse into a new depression.
To hear more from Porter Stansberry and Richard Duncan on this topic, you can go to www.stansberryradio.com or click the link below. For the Stansberry Media Minute, I'm Sarah Wilson.